What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. I just want to take a second. You guys need to calm down. You guys need to chill out. Everybody out there, I'm talking to myself, you're all overreacting. You guys need to calm down. Don't worry about the other 12 teams that are out there that currently have signed more than 2 players already in the Mercado before the Mercado has even started. Don't worry about it. Juventus don't need to do that. They know what they're doing. They've got Galaxy Brain. They know exactly what they're doing. They're going to make moves that are so smart and so precise and going to do so much better to help this team continue to grow and continue to obviously compete for the Scudetto next season. You guys don't need to worry about it. You've seen what we got. You've seen what we can do the last couple seasons. They're great. We wanted 4th place. We wanted it. We didn't really we weren't worried about the top 2-3 spots. We wanted 4th place. We just wanted to take it easy, have a little bit of break. So that's what we're doing. Don't worry about that. 7 of those 12 teams already have more than 2 signees. They have 3. That would be more than 2, obviously. Don't worry about that. Juventus don't need it. They're good with their half, 75%-ish one that we've got right now. Don't need to worry about it. This Mercado is not important. Take it easy. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it is Wednesday, June 15, 2022, and of course I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every day. I know I came in a little bit weird in that intro, but it's something that needed to be said. It's something that needed to be said. Yesterday, I think yesterday was kind of an example of it. There were a lot of teams going out there doing business, getting things done, signing players within 4 days of initiating contacts. 4 days. 4 days. I want the player. We negotiate. We get a deal done. We get the player. One of those examples is, of course, Bayern Munich, who have 3 players right now. They're about to sign Sadio Mane there, and they also have Gravenberch, which would have been a fantastic get for Juventus if they wanted to improve their midfield alongside Pogba. It would be fantastic. And now we look at Juventus, who are about to sign Pogba. We had a here we go yesterday. It's kind of like the breaking news, the confirmation from Romeo Agresti. But at the same time, the issue there is this thing has been drug out for so long that everybody, all the fans, all the things that you're getting along with this, they all know what was going to happen. It's all been confirmed through all the different sources, all the different little back channels. It's been confirmed. We know that Paul Pogba is going to be a Juventus player. The problem with that is a lot of what you're doing here when it comes to the Mercado is not only the things to boost the different sectors of your team. When I say that, boost the midfield, boost whatever's going on there. Hope to compete better next season. What you're also doing is you're fulfilling a social contract that fans have signed when they become a fan of a club. And when I say that, a social contract, you put out a great product. Obviously, Juventus has standards that are higher than that of other clubs. Sassuolo, I'm not a Cagliari fan. Teams like that. Becoming a Juventus fan, I sign a social contract, and what that means is I go in and I spend my money. I invested into Juventus. I buy Juventus stuff. Look around me. Look behind me. I have a bunch of Juventus stuff. I have Italy stuff. I have the jerseys that have cost me a lot more than you can get them for cheap, the fake ones. I spend it on the real ones. I spend a lot of money. We spend money investing. I'm not just saying me personally, but I'm saying you as the fan spend your time and your money investing in this club. And what Juventus does, and that's where the money comes from, just to be clear. There's businesses and stuff like that too. But if there aren't fans, there aren't butts in seats, there aren't people buying shirts, buying jerseys, doesn't matter that you're not Interin like me, and I'm also not Interin, but you're spending the money on the shirts, on the games, on the stuff to watch the games, all the different little deals that go into it, the investments we're making into it. There's a little bit of that social contract where you want to do things to excite your fans and to show, hey, we get it. We're doing this. We're doing this for you. We want to hype it up and get excited. The problem is, and I still stand pretty firm on this because there's a lot of this. At least if I'm Juventus, what I want to do with this purchase of Paul Pogba is to have that excitement, to have all of that to build up, to build the hype around the club moving forward, to bring back Pog back. Right, we talked about it for years, about Paul Pogba coming back to Juventus and how exciting that would be and how much that would mean to the club and the fans and Turin and all that going on with it. And the problem is because of it, and I understand it's not completely Juventus' fault, and it's really maybe you'd say majority wise, it's not Juventus's fault because all the information that gets out and gets leaked by different parties. But at the same time, if you know how this is operating and you know how this is working, and Paul Pogba is an amicable deal that you're getting done with a player who you love, who loves you, who is family, right? Then I feel like you all can sit down and figure out a way to make this really pop and really work for the club. I understand you're having Pogba come out. We're still going to watch it regardless. I feel like, well, I'm not, but you know what I mean. A lot of fans are still going to watch it. So what I say by that is I understand you want to get eyeballs to go on Amazon and watch it on Amazon Prime or whatever. Great, fine. But we already know you're coming. We can go and watch it for the confirmation, but it drops this Friday. June 17th. Is his announcement going to be in that one, or are they all going to release in one day? Or is it going to be a 5-part series that releases from week to week? I don't know it, because honestly, I'm not going to watch it. I can get the one guy who's going to tweet it out when he's watching it, and I'll be like, oh yeah, duh. But also, we've already had confirmation. We know PSG are backed out. We know he's not going back to Manchester United. We know he's not going to Manchester City. The only ones that really worried us were like Real Madrid, and then if for some reason PSG did come back and get Zidane to come in. But we know that's not happening now. So put the pieces together. The puzzle's not that hard to figure out. It's like a 3-piece puzzle. That's where he's going, right? I know I'm ranting a little bit to start the show, but I really just want to put it out there. It's just unfortunate. And I guess that's where I'm saying. It's unfortunate. I'm not saying it's about us and like, oh, my channel, I don't get to have the really exciting fun. Here we go. It's part of it, but at the same time, what it really is just you want to have that re-energization of the club, of the fan base. And the problem is like you kind of lost out on that. This one, it was not a swing and a miss, but it was just kind of it was spread out so thin that it's just not there. So what happens after this? Do you get a piece that will do that? Do we not even care in this Mercado? Was Arriva Bene being honest and saying this Mercado, we're not really investing. We're not doing that. We get Paul Pogba, who's a free. He's not a big splash. Is there even going to be a big splash? That's where I want to leave this off at and just say, how is this going to work out long-term for the club? That's what I wonder. Is there actually going to be an investment in other players alongside him? Or are we end up looking at Paul Pogba, maybe one other guy, maybe some underwhelming signees? Like, no offense, Kostic is going to be is a good player. If Juventus land Kostic, great. But he does not energize the fan base. He doesn't excite an already sleeping fan base, a sleeping giant, if you will, right now, with how we've been lulled to sleep with Allegri tactics. And I'm not an anti-Allegri guy. Let's be clear. He's worn on me the last season with some of the choices he's made. But at the same time, right now with the way that it's sitting with Allegri, I still think he can get. I don't want to say to the mountaintop, but I think he can put together a solid team if he's not running an antiquated system and if he's actually using a system. Because right now we're not seeing it. Anyway, that's enough ranting. I just want to put my thoughts out there. I know it sounds like I'm not trying to be bitch and moan and whine guy. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I think it's just something that needs to be said. And it is a little bit unfortunate to see a bigger get, an exciting thing really just kind of go out just like all the air came out of the tires. That's the only way that I would look at it. It was just like, oh, okay, we know. Okay, moving on. What else? What else you got? That's what it feels like. All right. And I'll be clear, and I will say, you can put it on me. I completely understand. I'm part of the problem, right? Guys, if you're here, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. Ranting time is over. Let's get in the news, and I'll give you the rundown of what we got here. Talking about another guy who could end up working out the same way, given the situations that's been going on along with him. It's Di Maria. Let's talk about him. Corriere dello Sport reporting saying that now there's optimism for the returns for Di Maria. Angel has never budged from the one-season offer that Juve are in the process of raising to convince him, from 5.5 million euros to 6.5 to 7 million euros. At the moment, Barcelona have not yet formulated a proposal, and it would still be lower than Juve's. I want to go. I think I had a take before this. I take as in I shot this once and I realized I didn't like the way I approached this. But what I will say is, when it comes to Di Maria, it's a similar situation where people, I think even more than Pogba, that's gotten drug out, but you still have the love from Pogba. The stuff going around with Di Maria, the rumors about him only really wanting to use Juventus for a season. He's a mercenary, let's be honest. Will he play good football? Will he? actively make efforts after the winter mercado and after the winter World Cup is over? I don't know. I don't know. I have my doubts. But at the same time, right now, it's one of those things where if Juventus could have locked up Paul Pogba and Di Maria like 3 weeks ago, you'd have a different rash of excitement from Juventus fans. You'd have, look at them. They're doing business. They're getting done. They're excited to move forward. They've locked up 2 guys. Now, what else can we do from here? And if not, hey, there's excitement there. Now it's kind of like they were just this is rubbing, and it's not just, again, I want to clarify, not just Juventus. I'm not putting this just on Juventus management. I'm putting about 90% of it on Di Maria and his nonsense and the stuff that's been going on back. Because obviously, Di Maria doesn't really want to come to Juventus. Even if he does come to Juventus, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want you. They'll sell it like he does, but he doesn't. He wants Barcelona, Spain. He wants to go and make his family happy, and then he wants to go back to Argentina. That's what he wants to do, and that's fine. That's okay, but at the same time, what does that do for the club long term? What does the club get out of this deal? Again, I still have my doubts about him and his performance when he comes here. So we'll see what happens, but that's something to keep an eye on. Di Maria could potentially be the next one, or how will that fall apart, and where will Juventus go from there? Well, reporting on the next part of that is Tuttosport, who's saying that if Juventus and Di Maria do not work out, it looks like Zaniolo could be coming to the club. They say Zaniolo can leave, but for now, Roma are setting the price high. The impressions that Juve may accelerate from the moment that they know that Di Maria's final answer is no. So that's something to keep an eye on. I know your all thoughts about Zaniolo. We'll leave it at that. Let's continue on, talk about another player Juventus are looking at. And that is Corriere dello Sport, who's reporting saying that Juventus, while waiting for Di Maria, rumors are swirling about Devin Neres, that he could come to Juventus. In Brazil, they assure that agent Bertolucci is forcing his hand to move the player with Juventus as the primary destination. So much so that talks with Benfica have been put on hold for now. Devin Neres, why? I'll be honest, it's a player that does not excite me. I'm not going to go on a whole nother rant because I've ranted enough today. Thanks, but no thanks. That's my honest opinion. If you're trying to build excitement with the club, if you're just trying to do business and say, here, eat your vegetables, here, just eat it, Juventus fans, this is what you get, so be it. But not really exciting me, doing nothing for me. Talking about another player that does not do anything for me, let's talk about Berardi. Tuttosport's reporting saying that among the Di Maria alternatives is Berardi, who is now ready to leave Sassuolo. However, the price, which revolves around 30 to 35 million euros, is considered too high by the Bianconeri, and it should be. Barring any twists and turns, it is difficult to think this deal will happen. So that's some positive. It's a nice little bumper there at the end to make me feel at ease. My thing is, if Juventus are going to spend 30 to 35 million euros, Raspadori, what are you doing? Go get Raspadori. That's the guy. You're looking at the wrong guy from Sassuolo. Raspadori has a future ahead of him. He's got a lot of hype behind him, and I love the way he does on the field and on the pitch. So right now, it's Raspadori or nothing to me if you're looking at Sassuolo. Obviously, if you want to look at the other options, Roma are making a really good deal right now, signing Fratesi for 15 mil plus like a play or something like that. Juventus could have looked at him. Fratesi would have been a more exciting second option. I know he's Italian, and you're going to say, Justin, you're an Italian chill, but I think he would have been a better option than some of the names that are being leaked out here for Juventus that they are potentially interested in going at. Let's continue on with the next topic of the day, and that is, of course, Demiral and what's going on with his situation. Tuttosport are reporting that Juventus are looking for buyers for Demiral to finance a big signing in defense, where the dream remains Koulibaly, of course. Demiral's agents, while waiting for Atalanta's decision, have already looked around, and talks have been held with Inter and English club teams. So there's your Demiral update of the day. All we do know is he's not coming back to Juventus. He may come back financially, but when it comes to Juventus, he's not going to be playing for Juventus. They've moved on. I think he's already moved on. He won't be a starter if he comes back to Juventus. He wants to start. Where's a club that will let him do that? Will Inter be the option? Will an English club? We'll see. We'll keep you updated every step of the way. Next up, let's talk about Archer and what's going on with him. It looks like Corriere dello Sport are reporting saying that Juventus want to fix the midfield, in addition to Pogba, but to do this, they must first get rid of some players, and among these, of course, is that of Archer, who has a salary of almost 6 million euros and a value of 45 million euros for the Brazilian. In addition to Arsenal, Monaco are interested. I think something that has been floated out there, that though Corriere dello Sport are reporting this right now, I think Romeo Gresti has been one that has really harped in this and said, the 6 million euro valuation of what his salary is undervaluing how much he gets paid. He gets paid more than that. There's other deals and issues I think that go along with that where he's making more than 6 million euros. So that is undercutting what he's actually, I guess, the amount that's being paid out to him on the budget. So it's not as simple and as easy and clean cut as we'd like it to be. We'll see what happens with him. We talk about Arsenal. We talk about potentially, the options that are out there. Gabriel, who plays there, that'd be a good center back option. We talked about Thomas Partey, who is one that does not excite me, and I hope that doesn't happen. It worries me because I feel like you're just getting another Archer situation, another guy that doesn't really fit, that's not going to work out, who also has some injury issues. I hope that one doesn't happen. Also, I think there's been some reports that Arsenal has also kind of cooled down a little bit on Arthur. It's not a given like we originally thought. We'll see. And then also with Monaco as well. Now we're back to players that do not excite me and that I do not want to see at the club, and that is going back to PSG. We talk about if Arthur would leave. Corriere dello Sport saying that should he leave, Juve will try to go for Paredes, for whom the Bianconeri in recent days have intensified contacts. Also because of the 20 million euro valuation, more than affordable for the club. So he's an old name, he's affordable, and that's what Juve does. It's not about winning, it's not about excitement, it's not about whatever. It's just about what's cheap. What's an option out there? Let's go back with the old names. And I don't know if that's what Juve is really doing. I'm kidding when I say that. It's just another name that's being floated out there that Juve are supposed to be interested in. I sincerely hope that's not the case. Paredes is a thanks but no thanks. Keep him away from any deals being done right now. If you were to send Arthur off and then you go get him, outside of the monetary investment being lower, nothing else excites me. I know we also try to look at offloading Moise Kean. Would that be a situation where this would go into that, where they want to bring in Moise Kean? You buy Moise Kean, you send him that way, you get some money and Paredes, so that comes into the club. So then you can maybe work toward Raspadori. That's the only way I'd be willing to hear it. As if you're telling me then we could actually get Raspadori in this Mercado, but still, Paredes doesn't do much for me. All right, and then we have another report. This one actually is from Rafael Ariema with Signolo Friate, and I probably said that completely wrong and butchered it. But anyway, talking about a report saying that someone told me that Fabian Ruiz could leave for Juventus. The old lady would not only give a player, but also give money, but also a player. At the moment, however, we still do not know the identity of this player, nor do Napoli. The one thing I will say is the source of this is not great. There's not a lot to really back this up or any information there. It's the first time we've really talked about Fabian Ruiz right now in this Mercado coming to Juventus. So it's something to keep an eye on. But until something more significant develops, that's just where I would sit with it. I would take it with a massive grain of salt right now. Let's continue on and talk about, obviously, the Fagioli situation that continues to develop here, because within the next few weeks, we should know his final destination, or if he will, be remaining with Juventus. Tutto Sports reporting say that Juve's objective is to renew Fagioli's contract and then possibly keep him in the squad at Allegri's disposal, as per his wishes. Much, however, will also depend on Fagioli himself, who will have to understand where there is competition. So there's definitely going to be Rovella, there's going to be Moretti, there could be other guys that pop in that could take his spot. He could be down the list. He could not be as concrete of an option for Juventus as he would like to be. Maybe he's okay with it. Maybe he's solid being, a second, third in the rotation kind of guy down the line, not really starting, but being good, in reserve minutes later on. Maybe that's just how committed he is to playing for Juventus. We'll see what happens there, but that's something to keep an eye on. As we know, we should have some final information there, a final say within the coming weeks. Talk about another old name that's come back after we talked about, Paredes and all that's been going on. Now we're talking about Dzeko. Feels like we're doing Summer Mercado 2021 or 2020 all over again. 2020, right? Yeah. Anyway, Sky Italia reporting saying that should Dzeko leave Inter, he could become an option for Juventus again to back up Vlahovic. We'll move on to the second part of this, which is kind of doesn't really make sense, right? You're looking for, he'd be a fine backup, obviously. He's an older option, but he could be a fine one. Wouldn't be the starting striker. The problem with it, though, is to get him, you'd be helping an enemy. And right there, Romeo Gresti kind of confirms that, says that along with me. Says, Dzeko, only denials from Juve. All we need is for the Bianconeri to do Inter favors with handling them money. So what he's saying that is, why would they do that? Why would they go help Inter, especially, so you're helping them also while they're signing Dybala, taking Dybala there, who was a snake, and decides to go to Inter, dead to me, and then also to go in and help them by paying for Dzeko to come to Juventus? No thanks. It's not going to happen. Juventus are not going to do any deals for Inter, especially when the competition, who they view as competition right now for the Scudetto. Juventus has got to do a little bit more on their end to really have it be competition, but at the same time, that's something to keep an eye on, but I'd say it's a dead topic. Another option Juventus could look at for the second striker role, the backup to, or the vice to, Vlahovic would be a name that doesn't excite me once again. I know I've been negative today. I apologize, guys. I'm negative on it. Raspadori makes sense to me. Raspadori. That's it. And what I'm saying by this is obviously we're reporting the news, but what we're doing here is this is a reactionary channel. The news comes out, we talk about it. I'm not breaking the news to you. We're breaking it down. I'll give you my opinions, which very well may differ from yours. Probably 90% of the time they do, and they're probably wrong, right? All right. Let's talk about it here. Tutor Sports saying that at Juventus they see Arnautovic as the ideal backup to Vlahovic. The new Bologna DS Sartori admitted yesterday that he is not on the market, but never say never. So there you go. Woo, exciting. Good job, Juventus. Go get Arnautovic. I don't know. To me, this doesn't excite me. Again, I would still go for a guy like Raspadori or other options utilized there. I don't know. There are other options that are better to me than Arnautovic. I don't understand some of these. Part of me wonders if some of these are just floated out there as, they're just fake signals. They're just throwing that out there just to see, who talks about it, who's whatever, who's biting on that, so that they can work behind the scenes on something better, more exciting. Like maybe the quietness right now along Raspadori maybe has to do with that. But there's also been reports out there that Scamacca's a guy that I guess PSG maybe are going after now, and they're willing to overspend. I heard like 50 million euros, like overspend for him. That's fine. Good luck with that one. But at the same time, I wonder how many guys, Fratesi, whoever, get picked off there at Sassuolo if Raspadori really is a dead topic. And I understand there's no news stories about Raspadori, and maybe I'm doing my best to keep it alive, because that's my one investment in this Mercado. I'm excited about the idea of Pogba coming back. It's not nearly what it used to be. A Raspadori alongside another guy would do a lot to help me, personally. Me, this guy. I'm not saying you all, but I'm just saying I'm keeping it alive, damn it. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Talk about all the different news stories we talked about today. If you want to tell me that I'm wrong with my opinion and that obviously Juventus don't need to do anything for the fans. It's not about the fans. It's about the club and the business. You can let me know that down in the comment section down below. I'll battle you a little bit because I think there are multiple aspects to what you're doing here. It's not just about buying and selling players, and as long as you buy him before the final day of the Mercado, that's all that matters. I will disagree with you on that. I will highly disagree with you on that, and I will be happy to argue with you on it. If you feel so inclined, at me on Twitter, at Justin Sofro. There you go. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on all that as well, and if you have any other things that you want to discuss, you can always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, at Bianconeri Zone. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.